Not going anywhere, Doug.
So Rory, we'll start by, this is your 4th trip back here at Travellers. You've got off to a good start pretty much every round of those previous 3 starts. What do you like about coming back here? And you're on the back end of a 4 or 5 week stretch, and you're probably pretty fried. So
yeah,
just comment on that too.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I'm happy to whatever it is. Sorry. Yeah, first and foremost, field. So it'll be a good week. Yeah, this is my 4th week in a row, and definitely feel like a little bit of fatigue setting in. I got a night in my own bed down in Florida on Monday night, which was really nice. But yeah, I came back up here yesterday and played the Pro-Am today, and I'm gonna get an early night tonight. I've got an early start again tomorrow, but excited to get going, and especially continuing the run of form I'm on. I'm playing some really good golf, and I want to continue trying to do that.
Okay, great. We'll take some questions.
Sure. Hi, Pat Eatonroth from the Associated Press. Rory, there's been a lot of talk about loyalty over the last couple of weeks, not just to the tour, but at this place there's a lot of loyalty to the tournament. What does the tour do, and what does this tournament do to engender that loyalty to keep guys like you coming back year after year?
Rory, just as one top golfer looking at another, can you kind of size up the way Scotty's been playing and what that looks like from your standpoint?
Yeah, look, he's been on a tear, and he's been threatening to go on a tear for a while. Like, even he doesn't seem like he hasn't been on tour that long, but he very quickly got the title of best player never to have won on tour, and then he broke that duck earlier this year, and then he's such a consistent performer week in, week out. And even if he doesn't win, like last week, he's always up there and contending, and for the most part. But he's had, this is his breakout year, and he's riding a pretty nice wave of momentum right now. And like you look at the world rankings, he's head and shoulders above the rest of us at the minute.
Thank you.
Were you surprised by Brooks' decision, and if so, why, and if not, why not?
Again, I'll go back to what I said at I think it was at the U.S. Was it last week or it might have been? I don't know. But am I surprised? Yes, because of what he said previously. I think that's why I'm surprised at a lot of these guys, because they say one thing and then they do another. And I don't understand that, and I don't know if that's for legal reasons or if they can't. I have no idea, but it's pretty duplicitous on their part to say one thing and then do another thing.
You're talking about something you said 2 years ago or a week ago?
The whole way through.
Yeah.
The whole way through, in public and private, all of it.
And then secondly, if the tour is moving toward really elevating a certain number of tournaments and fields and prize money, etc. Can you hear me okay?
Sorry, I can't. I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah, me
I
too.
feel like I need to remove my hat here.
As the tour moves toward 8 or so tournaments of really spiked purses and what have you, is there any fear of minimizing other tournaments like this one or the rest across the schedule? How do you balance that?
I don't think so, because I think certain guys always have their tournaments that they like to play. I think this tournament's looked after the guys really well over the last few years, and it's done a good job to make them feel really welcome in Hartford and do everything they can to get the top players to play in this event. Look, there's obviously going to be some elevated events coming up here, and I think that's important. I think it's important for the future of the tour, and it's important for where we are right now. But I don't think it'll minimize any other tournaments. You're going to have tournaments that guys love to play, and they're going to come back and keep playing them.
Do you know the words to the national anthem? Never mind.
Rory, you talked about the course earlier. Can you talk about the atmosphere here with the fans and everything all being back now? How big is that?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's always been a very fan-friendly event here. It's really it's a great event. It's supported by the community. We've got a great sponsor in Travelers, and it's fun. It's, you know, like you look at the last few weeks on tour, Memorial, Canada, obviously US Open's a major, but you know, the last 3 regular stops on the tour, you know, they're great events, so well supported, great atmosphere to play in front of, and great fans. So, you know, it's been a fun run for everyone.
Thank you.
Rory, you mentioned you're feeling a lot of the fatigue of the 4-week run. How much of that do you think is from the golf and inside the ropes, and how much of that is mental fatigue with dealing with everything that's going on outside the ropes?
I must say, after the board meeting yesterday, my head hit the pillow and I was out. So mental fatigue yesterday after, you know, sitting through a 5-hour board meeting and trying to, you know, get through some of these issues. But I think, you know, the 3 weeks that I've played, like, Memorial's a very demanding golf course. Canada wasn't so demanding, but when you get yourself in contention and you play a weekend like that, then that takes quite a lot out of you. And then you follow that up with a US Open. So I think it's a combination of everything. Mentally, I'm totally fine, but you know, it'll be nice to sort of rest up this afternoon and get another good night's sleep and get ready to play tomorrow. But you know, 4 weeks in a row is pretty rare for me these days. I haven't played 4 in a row in a while, and you start to remember why.
Cool, thanks.
Rory, just wanted to ask your opinion on the proposed new fall series and everything that's going on with that. You know, what do you think would be best for the PGA Tour to do in that portion of the schedule?
Yeah, I sort of addressed this a little bit earlier in the year. It's hard when, you know, you're trying to make a cross section of the membership happy, right? You're gonna, you know, you're trying to give the top performers time off and an off season basically, because that's what they say they want. You want to give them a break from grinding in the FedEx Cup season. You know, you want to give them a break from feeling like they, you know, I think what top players have struggled with in the last few years is, you know, they only want to play 1 or 2 fall events, but then by the time they get to January, they feel like they're way behind. So they feel like they're forced to play a little bit more. So I think having the FedEx Cup season go to a calendar year, like January to August, I think would be a pretty good idea. So then it gives guys the opportunity to play if they want to play in the fall, or if they don't want to play in the fall, they don't have to. They're not forced to. It's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna make a difference in any way. But again, you know, a lot of these fall events are destination events. You know, like Napa and Mexico, and you know, places where people like to bring their families and sort of have a, you know, sort of like half golf tournament, half vacation. So you're still going to have guys that play in some of those events. But again, you're trying to give playing opportunities and create prize funds for the lower half of the membership, but also by trying to accommodate what the upper half of the membership want as well, by saying they want an off season, time away from FedEx Cup schedule. So it's, you know, it's a balance. I mean, selfishly for me, I'd like an off season. I'd like to not turn up in February and be 150th in the FedEx Cup point list because I just didn't want to play in the fall, and I wanted to take some time off and spend some time with my family, whatever it is. So again, it's hard for me to speak from that perspective because I'm on the board and I've been elected to try to think of all the membership and what makes sense for every single player on this tour. So,
what do you see as the future of the European Tour?
I mean, I think I would like to see, like, and I've always advocated for something where the tours work more closely together, or we create some sort of World Tour model or ATP model where there's different events going on. in different areas of the world, but they're all governed under one umbrella. So, I mean, I'd like to see the PGA Tour and the European Tour start to work more closely together and maybe try to forge a path to where all the biggest golf events in the world are under the same umbrella.
Do you see that happening?
I think it's hard to say at this point, but I would like to think that it's a possibility.
Thanks, Rory. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.